We are biologically wired to share. For most of human history, spilling our plans to our social circle was a survival mechanism, a way to secure tribal support before a hunt or a move. But in the context of modern ambition, this instinct backfires. When you tell someone about a goal, your brain receives a premature hit of dopamine, providing the chemical reward of success before you've actually done the work. Every time you brag about a plan, you pay a 5% tax on your success. Each conversation leaves you with less drive to execute. Beyond that, broadcasting invites interference. Exposing raw ideas to external skepticism creates friction that collapses your momentum. To bypass this biological trap, you have to become a total mystery. You stop talking, step away from the spotlight, and enter ghost mode. Ghost mode begins with a total communications blackout. You are no longer available to discuss your personal trajectory with coworkers, friends, or family. Within a few weeks, you will see early progress. Perhaps your business turns a profit, or your physique begins to change. The instinct to flex this progress is a return to old, attention-seeking habits. Indulging that urge drains the fuel you need for the much harder work ahead. This silence is even more critical when things go wrong. You will hit walls and face exhaustion, but the shadows offer no one to complain to. You must patch your own wounds. Processing failure in secret forces you to develop an internal grit that doesn't rely on a support system. Severing these external feedback loops removes the ego's primary source of energy, forcing you to find a more sustainable drive from within. Once the noise is gone, you replace vague ambitions with hyper-specific, quantifiable targets. These are locked down in a place where only you can see them. You then engineer your environment to make failure difficult. If the goal is fitness, you move to a home within walking distance of the gym. You restructure your physical reality to eliminate every possible source of friction. You break the massive transformation into microscopic daily steps. Every waking hour is relentlessly scheduled to drive toward these tiny milestones. You treat this schedule with a life-or-death intensity, characterized by an obsession with tracked execution over social performance. Effective disappearance is the process of funneling every ounce of social energy into hyper-efficient building. Long-term isolation creates a deep psychological vacuum. Your brain will eventually start searching for an audience to validate the sheer volume of work you're putting in. You fill that vacuum by inventing a future self. This is a mental avatar of who you intend to become, someone who has already achieved the targets you've set. You make this avatar the only person whose validation matters. Before every action, you ask if this optimized version of yourself would be proud of the choice you're making right now. Substituting the erotic approval of the world with the standards of your own idealized observer gives you absolute control over your psychological drive. Eventually, the transformation is complete. You have reached the targets, built the business, or changed the physique. At the start of this journey, the reveal was likely your primary motivator. You looked forward to the moment you would reappear and shock everyone who used to know you. But after months of solo validation, you'll find you don't even care about the reappearance. The habit of seeking peace and focus in the shadows has replaced the need for public applause. You stay in the shadows because you've discovered a level of peace, focus, and absolute control that the outside world can no longer offer. The transformation is permanent because the person who needed the world's approval no longer exists.